Share the care, concern, compassion, and commitment of St. Joseph Center. WNEP proudly presents the St. Joseph Center Festival Telethon.
And good evening, live from Marywood University, the grounds of the St. Joseph Center Festival 2025. I'm John Meyer along with Mindy Ramsey, excited to tell quite a story tonight about St. Joseph Center.
We have so many stories to tell. There are a million stories to tell about St. Joseph Center, and you guys can clap. Woo-hoo! We are surrounded by these wonderful volunteers. They have the phones, and they are so excited about answering the phone calls. So now that the clapping has died down, we want to hear those phones ringing, because that's what it's all about tonight. 961-4545. Give them a call, and the volunteers are excited to be here. The phone's ringing already.
Already, the phones are ringing. We were here last night. 2 hours the telethon was on the air, and these phones were going wild all night long. Such a success to start last night. If you missed us last night or tuning in, thank you. Thank you for being with us as we get donations for St. Joseph Center and show you where that donation money is going.
One of the places it might be going is to a stash. And I'm not talking about yours.
Not this one. So, what I would call the most iconic mustache now in all of northeastern Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah.
The reason for the stash for the cash is Jack Hulkin's mustache. You saw it all week long along the ride with Joe as he was spinning Joe and all that. Well, we have a challenge tonight. If you call in and make a donation and say you want it to go towards Jack's stash being shaved off, we understand if it gets up to a certain amount. We don't know what the amount is. Jack just says if it gets to a certain amount, he's shaving it off on the air live here tonight.
Live tonight. We are so excited about this. Okay, the bidding is only going till 8 o'clock, so that's how much time you have to do your stash bid. And whoever has the highest stash bid, you get the naming rights for the stash to be shaved off.
We don't think you get to keep the stash in a little baggie. We're not going that far.
We haven't discussed that yet.
We're not going that far. But your name could be on the Jack Hulkin stash shaving event.
Yes.
Epic television could be happening right here tonight, but it's been epic television all week. We've been seeing the support for St. Joseph Center and Joe Snedeker riding his bike throughout northeastern Pennsylvania. It has been a momentum that has been building all week long, and it all hits a big wave tonight.
Absolutely. This is like the climactic event is tonight's telethon, but it's been so much fun to watch you guys doing all your antics all over northeastern and central Pennsylvania. You went to Sayre, you went to the northern tier, you went to the southern tier, Frackville, you went all over the place.
We really did, and everywhere we went along the road were just crowds of people rooting on Joe, but more importantly, showing their support for Go Joe and St. Joseph Center. They are touched by the mission of this facility and all that it does for those with such severe emotional and physical challenges. And here we are tonight, those of you that haven't had a chance to support Go Joe yet or haven't had a chance to make your donation, this is your moment. You can pick up the phone. We have a bunch of volunteers who are here, and we want to hear those phones start ringing right now. It's 877-603-KIDS. Now, of course, if you're shy and don't want to talk to anyone in person, which is our world nowadays,
yes,
you can go on WNEP.com and you can donate there as well, and just give us that donation that could go a long way to helping those at St. Joe's.
And we want to make sure that you are informed about where your money is going. So tonight, we are going to share a lot of stories. One of them will be my story about a 2-year-old boy named Malcolm. And his parents were devastated when doctors said he may never be able to walk. I want you to see how he's doing now through St. Joseph Center.
It's incredible when you see that story and see how he's able to take those steps. I also did a story about a new feature at St. Joseph Center. It's called Blessings, and it's a daycare not like what we've talked about in the past, like Trinity Daycare that helps boys and girls that have severe challenges. This is a daycare for the staff of St. Joseph Center, and we really want to show you how St. Joseph Center is really trying to help those who do the direct caregiving of those in need.
Which makes such a difference for them.
It does.
Also, Jackie is going to show us a story which is so great. It's part of the Adult Day program, and the Crafty Decorator got together with a lot of the folks in the Adult Day program, and they all made some crafts and just had such a fabulous time. I wish I had been there for that because it looked like fun.
Mindy, listen to what's happening behind us.
What? Oh my gosh, the phones are ringing. Thank
Just like
you
that,
so
the phones
much.
are ringing, it's going down the line, and you are calling in and making your donations. It is something that is a beautiful sound.
It is.
To hear those phones ring. If you call in and you do want to be up to the Jack Culkin Shaving the Stash Challenge, just tell them when you call in, you know what, I wanna up the number for getting that stash off Jack's face. And he'll grow it back eventually. So if you love the stash, I wouldn't worry too much. It'll come back.
I'm sure it'll come back. It's so iconic at this point. Also, we have Stacy Lang out in the festival grounds doing all sorts of fun stuff. Stacy, what's going on?
Hi, John and Minnie. Yeah, I might be in the minority, at least in our newsroom at WNEP, maybe across northeastern and central Pennsylvania as well. I like Jack's mustache. I think it should stay. John's mustache, jury's still out on that one, but Jack's mustache is iconic. I think he should grow it back. But we're really hoping that someone makes that magic big bid on the telethon and gets their name assigned to the ceremonial Jack Culkin mustache shaving event, which is coming up later tonight. Before that, we have so much fun to talk about, so much inspiration to talk about. I have the best assignment, I think. Best gig tonight. I get to wander around the beautiful festival grounds here at Marywood University, show you all the fun that's going on. If you're close by, come on down. We're here until 9 o'clock on the air, 10 o'clock tonight. Lots of fun to be had, lots of food to eat, and we have lots of stories to share. We're going to be talking about some big numbers throughout the night tonight, some big checks. And we love to talk about those big numbers, but really that's built on a foundation of little donations, $1 from an iced coffee, $1 at a lemonade stand. So many little fundraisers help support Gojo and the St. Joseph Center Telethon throughout this whole week. So we're going to be sharing some of those stories here on the festival grounds and having some fun too, and we're really looking forward to it. We're going to send it back now to those ringing telephones, I hope, back in the tent. Mindy?
Yes, Stacy, we have been hearing the telephones ringing, and it is amazing. We are going to have some of those big numbers tonight. You're going to want to stay tuned because we are going to get the Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee numbers tonight. That promises to be huge. Also, the Cooper's family will be here tonight to tell us all about how much money they raised as well. So we've got some massive numbers, and we'll hear about Gojo too. So it's spectacular. And I want to bring in someone who's very important to us here at St. Joseph Center Telethon, Don Jacobs, who's been doing this for decades, and we're so glad to have you as a guest again tonight.
I am a guest because you know what? I'm no longer with WNEP, and I've landed a great job with Discover NEPA. And the old boss at NEP, when I said, "Can I do the telethon?" he said, "Absolutely." Then I went to my new boss, and he said, "Definitely, go ahead and do it." And here we are, and we rocked it last night.
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun.
Between you and John and the phones ringing and the people outside, we rocked this place yesterday. And I've got to tell you, I have a feeling we're going to do it again today, okay? So, like you said, we've got great stories to tell. We've got great checks to open and to show you the totals. But we're not done in here. Because I know there's people at home that always wait for that second day of the telethon. They know that they're going to make a call and they hold off to the end. So I'm asking you, if you have yet to donate, now's the time. And listen, if the phones are busy, keep trying, because they go right around this horn here into another building and back. So keep these phones busy, and we will do good things for St. Joseph's.
Absolutely. I can hear so many phones ringing right now, Jake, and it's just the best music to our ears. We love to hear that. Every single year we come to people and say, could you please open your hearts and open your wallets and donate what you feel that you can, and they do. And I think there are some people that donated last night, and they donate again tonight because
it's a good feeling.
The spirit moves you to donate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I was looking at over the shoulder of some of the people answering the phones. There were a lot of $20 and $10 pledges. Thank you so much. Then I look and I see 1,000, a 500, a 200, and I'm thinking, thank you. You could have done anything with that money. You could have spent it on anything in the world, and you felt our love for St. Joseph's, and you donated it. And it's, to me, that could bring a tear to your eye. I don't care what year it is. I've always said, when people give out of their heart, it brings a tear to your eye.
Absolutely. And we saw so many people give as well along the Gojo bike ride, Gojo 28. That poor man's been doing this for 28 years, biking all those hundreds of miles. I mean, he's going to be 60 soon.
Yeah,
I mean, you realize that,
Yeah,
right?
I do. Now, I'm almost glad, okay? Now, I've been following him around. I saw what John went through
Oh, yeah.
with him, and I'm almost glad that I got to sleep in a little bit and not worry about the 6 o'clock news.
Yes.
They did a spectacular job.
They did.
And it's not like I was the quarterback and I handed it off to them. I mean, they just took the ball and ran, and it felt good to watch somebody else do that, and it felt good that they did such a great job, above and beyond anything we could have imagined.
It's
that
so
was
amazing.
spectacular.
And to see the generosity in each of these towns. I mean, a lot of these towns are small towns. They don't have a lot necessarily, but everywhere they went, John was telling me, people were almost just throwing money at them. They were saying, hey, you know, we want to give to St. Joseph Center, and we know that if we give the money to you, it'll get to where it needs to go.
Yeah, and Stacy said before when she was out there, she said she has the best job. I don't know about that. I think we have the best job. I do, because to hear those phones ring and time after time hear stories from the people answering the phones, this person did it in memory of somebody. They did it in honor of somebody. In this case, if you want to get into the stash thing, okay,
yes,
call and
in
make
honor
it
of the stash.
on the stash, right? But my point is, I think we have the best job, because when we get done here tonight, we could feel northeastern and central Pennsylvania in our bones.
Absolutely. You just feel the community spirit. I feel like there's nothing else that we do as a station, for sure, that gets people together like this,
Right.
all for a common cause. And we know that if we put our dollars together, if we put our individual efforts into one big effort, the amount it helps and the amount it changes things is amazing.
Absolutely. And, you know, over the years, we said, help us build a pool, and we put a pool in. Help us buy a van, and we basically raised enough money for a van that's handicap accessible. The one year they came and said, we really have nothing that we need other than windows, because the windows are old. We replaced all the windows in the building on the top of the hill here.
Which is a big effort
That's
to do
a
that.
big effort.
Yeah.
But right now, the new programs that they have, and they develop a new program all the time, those continuously need to be funded, and they're constantly looking for newer programs.
Absolutely. And this year, one thing Sister Mary Alice had said was, we need a little bit of help on the masonry in the big building. They need to do a little bit of work. She said it's very sturdy, of course, but you know, you always need some repairs here and there. So that's one thing. Also, more vehicles too.
Right.
They love to take folks out for field trips. There's so many places to go, and you do see the vans all over the place, right?
All over the place, and that's the thing. I use my car to go to work and to come home. I use it on the weekend, maybe if I travel a bit. These vehicles are used to take the residents to the hospitals, to the doctors, to get their to the dentist. They're constantly moving, and they break down, and they need to be repaired. So the only way we could keep that kind of money in the kitty is by you donating, by the big sponsors that we had for Gojo, by the good community spirit, because, listen, the medical insurances don't pay for that.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, everybody says, well, they must be able to get, yeah, for the medical care maybe, but not for the fun toys that they have, or for the beautiful decorated rooms that they have, or to upkeep the vans and the buses. So make a call now and get involved in one of the best charities you could possibly imagine.
It really is amazing. It's so funny. I had a friend of mine who watches every year, and she was having surgery this year. She said, I want to make sure my check gets to you during the telethon and when it can be matched by the Chatlos Foundation.
How about that?
So she actually sent me her check. She said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it at that time, if I'll be able to call in. So here's the check to make sure it's a part of the big total.
See that? That's
Isn't that
just
cool?
amazing. It is. And I have actually driven around communities in the middle of the summer. Lemonade for Gojo or Lemonade for St. Joe's. They're constantly out there. I know that fundraising happens year-round because I get invited to go to them, whether it's celebrity bartender or MC a little banquet or something. Fundraising happens all year long. If you don't go to any of those, here's your chance to get involved, because we've brought the ability for you to help right to your television screen. So help us out.
Absolutely. Please give that phone a call if you can, 961-4545. We appreciate it. St. Joe's appreciates it. And Joe appreciates it too.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, Stacy is out in the festival right now with some more fun.
Hi, Mindy. Hi, John. There's lots to check out here at the festival grounds. We were talking about those little volunteer efforts that turn into a huge volunteer effort that is the St. Joseph Center Telethon and Festival and Go Joe. And we have one of those stories here. A lot of these booths are run by the same families, the same volunteer groups year after year after year, and a lot of them are St. Joe's employees, including behind me, your aunt, Lynn, right? Mm-hmm. Lynn, who just retired. Congratulations, Lynn, from St. Joseph Center. And she's here running the raffle basket tent, tricky tray, whatever you want to call them. There are a ton of them, and she has designated her lovely niece, Liv, to talk to us about the tricky trays. What's the most popular one, you think?
Probably the ones with the jelly cat from the Curiosity Shop.
Interesting, jelly cat from the Curiosity Shop. But there's lots of them. Do you know the total number?
No.
There's too many to count. So many raffle baskets. So come down, buy some tickets, check them out. This is your first time working this tent with your aunt. What do you like about it?
I meet a lot of people that I know here, and I like knowing that I'm helping my aunt.
Not just helping your aunt, but helping all of the residents at St. Joe's, right? Yeah? And you know, probably better than most, how important it is to our community. What does it mean to you to be able to support St. Joseph Center in this way?
I don't know.
It's special,
a lot
right?
to me helping my aunt and all the residents of St. Joseph's, and I like feeling grown up and working here.
Yeah. You're headed into 7th grade. You act much more mature. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much for talking to us about the tricky trays, and we're getting some tickets right now. Come on down and try your hand at one of these raffle baskets. I don't know about you, John and Mindy. I am not one of those people who wins raffle baskets all the time. Some people have that lucky effect, right, where they win them. So maybe I'll try my hand. Maybe my luck will change. We're going to head to break right now, but before we get to commercials, we asked our viewers to show us their best mustaches from northeastern and central Pennsylvania. And our viewers, no matter what we ask them for, whether it's inflatables or rubber chickens or mustaches, they show up. And boy, did you show up. So as we head to break, take a look at some of the most beautiful mustaches from northeastern and central Pennsylvania. We'll be right back.
The St. Joseph Center Telethon on WNEP is sponsored by Skovish Pools and Spas, Lehigh Valley Health Network, and EIO Waste Solutions and Recycling.
Share the care, concern, compassion, and commitment of St. Joseph Center. WNEP proudly presents the St. Joseph Center Festival Telethon.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here at the St. Joseph Center Telethon 2025. The phones have been ringing off the hook. Thank you so much for that. But now I am joined by the woman of the hour. We were just talking about your official title, and she's president and CEO of St. Joseph Center. But that sounds so formal. I just feel we should call you the leader.
The leader. Well, that's nice too. I like to think of it as servant leader, or I also will use the title sometimes administrator.
Either way it works. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Sister Mary Alice, every year we like to ask you, what is it that you really are looking for this year? All these wonderful donations come in, and where do they need to go this year?
Well, as you know from being involved with the Telethon for so many years, we're able to accomplish so much because of the generosity and the success of the festival, the Telethon, and the Go Joe bike ride. So over the years, that's been new programs, expansion of programs. This year, we're really going to focus in on the main center, needs the masonry repointing. So that's a big building, home to 88 people. That's a big project that we're have an estimate on. Structural engineers have taken a look at it. So it's essential to get that done, and it's not something that we've planned for many years. I've heard you talk about vans and vehicles to take people the many places that we all enjoy going, especially into the community, to have meaningful, life-giving opportunities, to be with friends and family. That's really so important to us and so important to the people we support. And we're also happy that we added a daycare this year. We're calling it Blessings Children's Learning Center, and it is a daycare to be utilized by our staff. So that comes with some costs as well.
I think that's absolutely wonderful. And I said to this to you last year. Last year we asked for money for that. We said, this is something that you guys want to do. It'll help retain the wonderful workforce. People sometimes have childcare issues, and it is so expensive too. And I said, every company, every nonprofit should do this and have daycare for their staff. And what has been the reaction?
Well, you're going to learn a little bit about it during tonight's telethon, but so far it's gone very well. I think it's meaningful to staff and very important to them to know that their child is cared for during the day, that they are close because it's right here in Dunmore where many of our staff work. And so it's turned out to be a great program. It's growing. It's still kind of small. I think there's 7 or 10 children or something. So I hope to see it continue to grow to its full capacity.
So that's wonderful to know that our dollars, those of us who donated last year, that's one of the places where the dollars went. It's just a great thing.
Right. There were only some small renovations needed, but then all the equipment, hiring staff, getting staff ready to go to be able to meet the needs of the children. And I think it has touched the staff to realize, and new staff, potential staff, to know that their employer, St. Joseph Center, cares about them and their families so much.
That makes a real difference. That people obviously are just not just a number, for sure. It's people are very cared for, and you do care about their family as well.
Absolutely, because we know people spend a lot of time at work. You've spent a lot of time at work this past
Haven't
week.
we all this week, right?
Yes. That it's important for them to know that their employer cares about their family as well, and that they're safe while they're at work.
Absolutely wonderful. And I wanted to ask a little bit too about how you feel when you went on the road with Joe and you see all these people giving their dollars, their hard-earned money. How does that make you feel?
Absolutely. We do fully appreciate and recognize that people give very often from their limited ability, and yet they give generously. I feel so humbled by it. I recognize that people give for all different reasons. Some have a connection to St. Joe's. Some are very aware of what it is to take care of someone with a disability in their own home and want to help us do that for others. And it's just a wonderful experience, and I'm so happy when people share their why. And a lot of organizations do it, so it helps them in their success and their fundraising. We met people from American Legion. We met people from Elks Clubs and school groups who do fundraising year-round and wanted to give a gift to St. Joseph Center.
Even some businesses too I saw that would just put a jug out and say, hey, this is for St. Joe's. If the customers want to donate, please do.
Absolutely. Customers, people foregoing their own tips in order to give to St. Joe's, people having businesses that gave dress down days. So many creative ways that people were generous in supporting our cause. Yeah.
It is just amazing. Are there any stories or is there any why that comes to mind right now that you learned this week that you can, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, anything that you can think of that where someone said, hey, this means so much to me because?
Well, I'll tell you that there are 2 very personal stories. I'm sure John would share one as well. Very top of mind would be someone who shared that Joe's positive attitude every day, saying today is a wonderful day, make the most of it, changed this person's outlook in a very important moment in their life and in a very positive way. And I think we were all honored to hear that story. I think Joe was especially to have someone share that it's changed their outlook in life.
That is wonderful to hear. I know I do hear people say it's a great day to be alive, and I know they got it from Joe.
Yes, and all the little kids who come up and say, hey, Joe, it's a wham. So there's lots of great stories of just feeling that sense of strong community and people's caring.
Well, thank you so much, Sister Mary Alice, for explaining that all to us, and it's good to know where the dollars are going for sure. Now we're going to check in with Stacy out in the festival.
Hey, Mindy, before the break, we were talking to someone in the raffle basket tent who said that one of the things she loves about festival is that you always bump into someone you know. And that is so true. It's like a big block party here at the St. Joseph Center Festival at Marywood University. And I right when I got here, bumped into two of my favorite people that I bump into here at the festival, and they are Ezra and Addie. I met you guys 3 whole years ago. You were a lot shorter then. Ezra and Addie are from Scranton. Tell me how old you are now.
I'm 10.
You're 10?
And I'm 12.
And 3 years ago, you started a project. Tell me a little bit about what you do for St. Joe's. These hats are a bit of a clue.
So every year we do a lemonade stand and try to raise money for St. Joe's.
And you did very well this year. We're going to reveal that check in just a minute. But Ezra, tell me about why you do this year after year. Why is it important to you?
Our uncle has been going to St. Joe's since he was 21, so that's as long as we can remember.
So it's very important to you to support St. Joe's and its mission, and that's so special to hear coming from 2 young people. And you have done amazing things. Let's take a look at that check, shall we? From a lemonade stand outside of their house in Scranton. And what did you raise this year, kids? We rehearsed this. Flip it around. More than $1,000, $1,022. And your mom told me that that's quite an improvement from last year, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember, Ezra, how much you made last year?
Last year we made $500.
So you doubled it in a year. Are people coming to expect your St. Joe's fundraiser every year? What's it like on that day when you sell the lemonade?
So it's a lot of waiting, watching cars drive by as we hold up our signs. And you have to wave a lot. Your arm gets really tired.
Yeah, but it's all worth it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad I bumped into you again. Thank you for so much that you've done for St. Joe's, and we'll be here again next year, right? All right, high five. Ezra and Addie, everyone, just over $1,000 from their very own lemonade stand. These are the little stories that we see throughout the festival and the telethon that we love to hear. Back to you, John.
And Stacy, speaking of little stories we see, I saw so many little stories all week long being on the road for Go Joe 28. So this was the first year that I actually went out along with Joe. I wasn't along for every mile. That's all him, and it's incredible what he does. But I did get to see the crowds along the way and some of the big stops that he made. And it was just amazing to see the support that he has seen now for 28 years, and it just continues to be there and continues to grow. So as we were going along to all these communities, you would see people lining the route. There'd be certain spots where a whole group would gather. Joe would come in, they'd be all excited, get their pictures, and most importantly, they would give a lot of money to St. Joseph Center. So Joe's route this year tried to get him out into a bunch of different regions of our viewing area. Wherever you're watching, you probably know we are a pretty big viewing area. We stretch from the New Jersey line all the way out almost to State College. And Joe went through a lot of that. We were at the New York border. He was out in the far reaches of central Pennsylvania. He was near the New Jersey line. And in all of those places, people felt a connection to St. Joseph Center. And that's what really struck me on this trip. First of all, the one thing that had struck me was just how absolutely beautiful this viewing area is, and I have known that all along, but to see so many different counties, I was probably in a dozen counties this week, and see the scenery was amazing. But most importantly, to see the generosity of northeastern and central Pennsylvania was incredible. Now, obviously, we couldn't get to every community that's out there, and that's what your moment is about tonight. That's why you can pick up the phone and you can make your donation to support Joe and all he has done for 28 years for those at St. Joseph Center that are really in need of so many extra care and extra possibilities that you are providing. So pick up the phone right now, make that donation in honor of Joe, in honor of what is done at St. Joseph Center. It's incredible that he does this every year. It's even more incredible, he says it all the time, that he's getting right there close to 60 and he's still putting on 70 some miles a day. And now here you are tonight, calling in, making your donations, and there's a very important thing you need to know about any donation you're making tonight. And all of those Go Joe donations, they are being matched by the William Chatlos Foundation. William Chatlos is a man that through investing and good business sense made a lot of money. He's from Wayne County, and he would watch Joe on TV, and he loved Joe's positive attitude. And a few years ago, he said, you know what, Joe? I'm gonna match everything you raise. And Joe, when he got the email, he thought it was a joke and almost deleted it. He didn't. This got set up, and now all of your donations will be matched up to $500,000. So let's hit that $500,000. Let's go past that $500,000, but if we hit $500,000, that means we raise $1 million for St. Joseph Center again, and we want to do that, and we want to go even beyond that. So I was out on the road all this week. There was someone else you saw out on the road this week too, and I see him right over here. I'm going to call in Jack Hulkin, because what a week we had being out together. It was the 3 J's out there on the road, and Jack, this was your first year being out there too. Just an amazing experience.
John, it's something that I grew up watching on TV, you know, for 25 years, at least that I've been here. This Go Joe has been going on. It's something that I watched as a kid. I watched it growing up. I watched it when I was in college, when I was away. And then I get to come back home, get my first job out of school, and just a few years in, I get to be a part of something so special. It was an experience unlike anything I ever had the opportunity to do.
And what about the support we saw along the way with all the crowds and all the donations?
I mean, from just small, tight-knit communities to cities, boroughs, townships, the crowds, they all flocked to Go Joe. When Joe was coming through, when they knew the route, they were going to be there. And it was amazing to just see how many people came out to support, from cash, checks, everything was being brought out, thousands of dollars. I mean, you saw people just throwing hundreds at some points into some of the bins for Go Joe and to support St. Joseph Center. It was something that you never experience.
And you obviously, if you were watching this week, you saw the spin. You didn't drop them. Thank you, Jack.
No, I did not drop them. A lot of people wanted me to spin you, but I thought, you know, Joe's enough. Joe's enough, and Rennie can deal with him.
I think she pretty much pled with you on the air. Don't spin my husband.
No, but I will say, though, it was just such a fun experience. I mean, the energy that Joe brings every morning. I mean, John, we were up for how many hours during some of those days, and the next morning we get right back to it, and Joe's there, the energy, ready to go, ready to drive those miles to make a difference. It was truly something unlike anything I've ever seen.
So we obviously raised a lot of money with Go Joe, and Go Joe's theme this year was Stash for the Cash because of that. So let's up the game a little bit. Jack is willing, if enough people donate to have that shaved off live on TV right here during the telethon, you'll do it.
I will do it. You can bid on to shave the mustache. It's not going to go for nothing, but we'll see. We don't know an amount or anything like that, but you know, I'm willing to sacrifice the stash if it means going towards a great cause like St. Joseph Center. So I'm all for it.
We have a professional barber standing by right over there. You can call, you can make your donation to St. Joseph Center and Go Joe, but if you tell the volunteer that's answering the phone, you know what, put that towards the stash. We'll see how much we can raise to shave off that mustache tonight. We haven't set a cap on how much it's going to be, but we think we might reach it, and we're getting rid of the stash. Although it's hard to even imagine you now without that mustache.
I don't remember what I looked like without the mustache. Seriously, I have to look at pictures. I mean, it's a little scraggly this week, so I do bring the comb out just to make sure it stays nice and straight. But, I mean, I seriously, I don't know what I look like without the stash right now. My girlfriend keeps sending me pictures, and I'll tell you what, my dad is counting on you people because he can't wait to see this thing.
He wants it gone?
I think he called in last night and put some money towards getting rid of it.
And my mustache can't wait till his is gone so it doesn't feel inferior all the time. Definitely. I'm tired of getting the worst mustache award.
But John, it looks great. And hey, we gave you the best, right? You did make.
I
it
did come
back
through
at
in the
end of
end,
week.
definitely.
I mean, it worked out, and I think it looks great. Seriously.
Thank you.
I
So pick up the phone, give us a call, give a donation. It's going to go to St. Joseph Center anyways. Why not? Let's get rid of that stash tonight. He can always grow it back if you love it. Mindy, we'll send it over to you.
He sounded so sincere when he said that your stash looks great. That was really nice, Jack, for you to do that. Oh, I'm just kidding you, John. I know you've gotten a lot of flack this week. I want to share with you a story. There are so many stories we've been telling you about with St. Joseph Center about what St. Joseph Center does. We want to show you behind the scenes. Here's what happens for people that you may know, people in your neighborhood, in your community. You may not even realize they're helped by St. Joseph Center. There's a family and two parents who had a beautiful baby boy. They named him Malcolm. They took him home. He was wonderful. They were so happy to be parents. But when he was 4 months old, they realized something was very wrong. And they found out he has a rare genetic disorder. But St. Joseph Center has helped out. Here's that story.
There we go, there's a smile.
A smile, especially for Mom and his nurse, Lauren. 2-year-old Malcolm loves colorful spinning toys.
He's so funny. He just giggles all day long. He's very talkative, very vocal. He will just tell you all the stories, especially during nap time.
Lauren is getting to know Malcolm well. She's been working with him at Trinity Child Care for several months. Trinity is St. Joseph's specialized daycare where children with medical issues can get the care they need. Not only is Malcolm getting the care he needs, you will be amazed to see just how far he has come. Malcolm's story starts when he was just 4 months old. Doctors were concerned he did not have the proper muscle tone. Soon, testing showed Malcolm has a rare genetic disorder. You probably have never heard of PMM2CDG. These young parents hadn't either. Less than 1,500 people in the world have this disorder.
It was a shock, but both of us are the kind of people that when we need to do something, we sort of mobilize, and we immediately looked into any possible option for him.
Chris and Lisa took Malcolm to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia for treatment. When that was finished, they knew they would need specialized daycare when they came back to Northeast PA.
Well, I have a good friend who had a child who went through Trinity for daycare, and just told me how amazing this place is and how wonderful the nurses are and the rest of the staff.
At the time, I actually didn't know if I was going to be able to go back to work because he just needs he has so many therapies and he has so many doctor's appointments, so we didn't know if it was even going to be an option. And then when I came here, I felt such a weight off of my shoulders because I thought, not only is this going to let me be able to work, but it seemed like such a great place for him developmentally. You know, there's so many kids here, and you know, he can make friends.
Trinity was just the answer Chris and Lisa were looking for in a daycare. They didn't know Trinity would also be the key to Malcolm's transformation.
He couldn't really even sit up the way that he is right now. Like, I do still need to support him a little bit, but he was still like pretty floppy and needed a lot more support.
Malcolm's parents were amazed when he was able to hold his head up and then sit up with a little help. One thing doctors did say was that Malcolm would likely never be able to walk. That's why his parents see this as nothing short of a miracle.
Right at me, come on. Good job. Good job, Malcolm.
Lauren coaxes Malcolm along in his special walker, encouraging him to keep moving forward one step at a time.
With his disorder, there is a high percentage of kids that never walk. Don't even get as far as walking in a walker. So when we got that first video of him walking, which was here at Trinity from the staff here, it was amazing. It was one of the best days, honestly, of my life, seeing that video.
Malcolm's parents are so incredibly thankful when they see their son making miraculous strides. The nurses, therapists, and caregivers at Trinity are such a huge part of his progress.
I say I don't know where we would be, but we know without certain that he wouldn't be walking in his walker if it wasn't for Trinity right now. He really wouldn't. They have such patience and they work with him.
When you're a nurse and you work with these kids, you want them to thrive, and he's thriving. I tell Mom all the time, and Dad when they pick up, I'm just like, he did something new today, and it's so fun to watch.
Everyone at Trinity loves seeing Malcolm grow and thrive. From a wobbly 1-year-old to a tenacious 2-year-old who is learning to move on his own. Every step Malcolm takes helps his parents see hope for the future.
We're very, very grateful that we have a place like Trinity for Malcolm.
Every time I see that story, I get chills. I mean, I was there, I wrote the story, it still brings me chills every time I see Malcolm making those steps with his walker. Chris and Lisa didn't think it was possible, but through Trinity Daycare, he has made so much progress. They had no idea what he would be capable of, and no idea what he's going to be capable of in the future. If he's going to continue going to Trinity, continue working with the caregivers and nurses and therapists there, and wow, that is amazing to see that little boy do so well when the odds are against him. The world gave him this difficult thing to be into, and he is doing so well with it, making strides and progress every day. So Trinity Daycare, just one of St. Joseph Center's programs that helps families in a way that you can't even imagine. I know while the story was on, the phones might have gotten a little bit quiet because you were sitting there watching, listening to Malcolm's story, hearing what Lisa and Chris had to say. If you're a parent, you can totally relate to that, right? I mean, what do you do when your child has major medical needs? Do you quit your job? Do you stay home full time? What do you do? But Trinity Daycare is there to help. The people there, the nurses, the caregivers, the staff, they're all amazing. When we walked in there to meet them and to do that story, we walked through the lunchroom and it smelled really good. I'm like, oh, I think we're staying for lunch. I'm just kidding, we didn't. But all the folks there are so wonderful and ready to help and ready to do whatever they can to help the kids there. There are babies there. There are 1-year-olds, 2-year-olds, and they are getting the help they need thanks to St. Joseph Center. And your dollars that you donate could go to St. Joseph Center, to Trinity Daycare. That's one of the places where they do need extra help. So please make that donation now. Know that it's going to a good place. Know that it's going to help children like Malcolm. So many kids need that help. And also for Lisa and Chris as well. They have peace of mind. They know that their son is being taken care of in a way that's so important. Jake, I saw you watching that story and you were definitely reacting to it.
All right, so the thing that touched me the most, we've all had our children's first steps. Now I have grandchildren. And I just got a videotape of my youngest grandson walking.
Oh my gosh.
Now, imagine Chris and Lisa. They're told their son's never going to walk, probably never going to walk. And all of a sudden, they get this video of their son walking.
He had tears in his eyes when he was telling me about it. He really did.
How can you not?
Yeah.
So for all the people out there with grandchildren and children, put yourself in their position and also know that there is a place that helped them get their child to walk.
Absolutely.
And that's St. Joseph Center, right? So you think of how many other miracles have happened in this place, right? Somebody could not even lift up a fork, a spoon, and yet the mom or dad walk in and there's their child eating with the spoon. It means very little to most people, but to that particular family, St. Joseph's made that happen. St. Joseph's made that little boy walk. And
It's amazing.
it is just, to me, those are the stories that if you're sitting here watching us right now and you have a little bit of money and a big heart, now is when you call. Because they need to know that these phones are ringing for them. Chris and Lisa, thank you for sharing your story. You did a fantastic job sharing their story. And come on. For them, you got to make a phone call.
I know. For little Malcolm, he's such a cutie, 2 years old now, and they really never thought they'd see him in that walker. And who knows how far he's going to be able to go with their help.
Yeah, I know. We have big things happening here tonight, but what we just saw is a big thing.
A really
right?
big thing.
We got big checks happening tonight, but in the hearts of Chris and Lisa, that was money.
Yeah.
That was money when they got that text saying, my son is pushing a walker and walking. That's money. There's good things happening here tonight. It's gonna continue throughout the rest of this telethon, but that was money.
We are so happy to see it, and we're so happy to share these stories. All throughout the years, we have shared so many stories that are similar to that. And also, John's sharing the story of the new Blessings Daycare, which is absolutely wonderful. Jackie was able to be there at the Adult Day program when they were doing crafts. Yep. I mean, these are the things that we all like to do. We take it for granted, don't we?
We certainly do, and we also take for granted that, those are programs. No, those are programs that St. Joseph's maybe a year ago, 4 years ago, 10 years ago saw a need for and said, how can we make this work, right? So with the money, especially from here, maybe they say we could start an adult daycare. Mm-hmm. Maybe we could start Blessings. Mm-hmm. We could put in a tranquility garden so everybody gets to see a flower grow. And that's because of you. That's because of your generous donations, and it's because of helping people like Chris and Lisa see their son walk. Those are the things that you have to sit back if you've donated and said, I probably helped make that happen.
I think it's wonderful that so many people feel a part of our community. I mean, we sit around and do these stories and we meet the people of St. Joseph's Center, but they trust us to make sure that their money goes to where it's supposed to go, and they are part of the community. St. Joseph's Center connects central Pennsylvania. Like, think of all the different places that are connected through it, even just through the bike ride this year. You've got Sayre and the Northern Tier on the border of New York.
How about the turnout
I've never even been there. It looks like a great community. I need to go visit. You know, he was in so many different places in like Frackville and Tamaqua, Pottsville, so many areas that are connected to St. Joseph's Center through also WNEP and the Telethon.
Absolutely. So, we use the word volunteer. There's volunteers out there. There's volunteers selling things, making potato pancakes. You can be a volunteer right now. You don't even have to get off your couch. Volunteer a little bit of money. That is your commitment then to St. Joseph's. And then just like these volunteers and just like everyone out there who's helping St. Joe's, you can, at the end of this telethon, realize I volunteered some of my money, and it is going to help the good mission of St. Joseph's Center.
And we all feel so good to be helping that. I can tell we're both feeling so good about it.
Yes, we are.
We've got Stacy out in the festival with some more volunteers. Stacy?
Mindy, John, Jake, thank you for all of the inspiring stories you've been sharing. I am joined by another inspiring story, some very talented ladies from Double R Twirlettes. We've been talking about it all night, the team effort that is the St. Joseph Center Telethon and Gojo. And Double R Twirlettes has been partnering with St. Joe's for many, many years. I first want to introduce you to these girls who are going to put on a show for us, and then we'll talk a little bit about what they did for St. Joe's. Your name, please.
Scarlett Hannigan.
Scarlett, thank you.
Olivia Van Luvender.
All right, so that's one.
Alessandra Morelli Coladas.
And last but not least,
Aria Griffiths.
Okay, show us your skills, ladies. And while they're twirling, we're going to talk to Kathleen. Why are these four girls here representing Double R tonight?
Yes, the four girls we have tonight are our students who collected the top donations at our annual Twirlathon to benefit St. Joseph Center.
When you told me how long the Twirlathon has been going on, I was amazed. This has been quite a tradition.
It is. This was our 46th annual Telethon. Our group is actually celebrating its 77th anniversary this year. So we're around 77 years, and for 46 of those years, we've been doing benefits for St. Joseph Center.
Why is it so important to you to support St. Joseph?
St. Joseph Center has always just been a wonderful organization in our community that helps so many people, and we got on board with them, like I said, over 40 years ago, and we're still here going strong, and we love performing at our annual Telethons. St. Joseph Center actually brings their residents to the mall every year, and the residents come and they watch our performance, and it's also great because then our students who are collecting these donations get to see the people they're helping, and they get to see that all their hard work and all their talent is going to just a wonderful, wonderful place.
And these 4 girls and all of your twirlers raised quite a bit of money this year at the Telethon.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
This was actually our top year. We raised $5,724 for St. Joseph Center.
Congratulations. So 46 years at the Telethon, and you're not going anywhere.
Nope, we'll be back again next year.
We love talking to you every year. Thank you for your efforts for St. Joe's. And thanks for the show, ladies. We're going to send you out to a commercial break with the talents of Double R Twirlettes. Thanks so much. We'll be right back.
Share the care, concern, compassion, and commitment of St. Joseph Center. WNEP proudly presents the St. Joseph Center Festival Telethon.
And welcome back to the St. Joseph Center Telethon 2025. So nice to have you with us tonight, and even nicer to see how many phones have been ringing tonight. The generosity you are showing this evening is just incredible. We saw it all week as Joe rode throughout northeastern and central Pennsylvania for Go Joe 28. And now we're seeing it tonight. So pick up the phone. We're only here for a little more than an hour left. We have a lot more to show you, a lot more to do, and we want you to be calling in and helping St. Joseph Center. Another thing that we're doing tonight, so if you were along watching all week as the Go Joe ride was heading around, Jack was there too. So we said earlier, Jack's iconic stash, that's the reason for the Stash for Cash Go Joe ride, could be shaved off tonight. We have the chair, we have the cape, we have a certified barber in-house ready to shave this off if the price is right. I feel like Barb Barker right there. We want you to call in, give a donation. If you want to see Jack's stash go, call in and say you're putting it towards getting rid of the stash and tell them on the phone. Right now, the stakes are high, so whoever donates the most will be the naming rights for the stash. So we are at, from John and Maria DeBalso from Duryea, $3,000 they have given to have that mustache shaved off tonight. Keep the calls coming. Can you do more than $3,000 to get rid of the stash? Let's find out. John and Maria are in the game. You can be too. If you want to just donate to add to the pot to get that mustache shaved, you can too. Doesn't have to be $3,000. We'll take anything we can. Just call in and make your donation and say, let's get rid of that stash. Jake, we're going to send it over to you. Let's see what happens. We're all ready to take it off.
Yeah, I think the highest bid's going to keep going up and up and up. There's just as many people that like that as they don't like that. So we're going to be making tons of money here. Hey, I just want to read something. The Green Ridge News sold Texas wieners for Go Joe last Wednesday. Kathy Colosimi, the owner, did a fundraiser in memory of her mom, Anne Marie Moss. Now, every single dollar spent on Texas wieners went to St. Joe's. They raised $3,500 eating Texas wieners. Thank you very much, the Green Ridge News. What a great fundraiser. From lemonade stands to people twirling to car washes. Thank you so much. Thanks for donating. And I got to tell you something. The programs that are happening now at St. Joseph's are second to none. Programs that not only inspire, programs that not only bring a smile to the residents and the caregivers, but they end up walking away with some pretty neat gifts. Jackie Lewandowski was with the Crafty Decorator as they created some special things with the residents.
Glittery ones? What do you think? I mean, that's good.
Is that where you want them?
Yeah.
All right.
The Adult Day program at St. Joseph Center is a way for those who attend to gain a sense of accomplishment, socialize, and have good old-fashioned fun.
Put it over here on top of that glue.
Very nice.
You got it. Look at that. You did it yourself. Didn't need my help.
You got glue on your finger.
Yeah.
You're awesome, Joe.
Disgusting.
One major goal is to keep our individuals engaged and also keeping them out in the community so that they can get out and about and enjoy a very full life. It is a combination of just, activities as well as regular socializing in our daily lives.
Like any new social situation, it takes time to become acclimated.
A lot of our new peeps that come in are usually pretty timid and not out of their shell yet. So it's kind of nice once in a while when they finally start to come to their own and they start smiling and recognizing everybody around them. It's great to see them actually light up. As far as friendships go, everyone definitely starts to build a bond with one another, and it's quite a spectacle.
How about this one with the snow people? That's really adorable, huh? Yeah. That's adorable, isn't it? Okay, we'll put that one on.
With this activity we did today, our peeps had a good time, had a good laugh interacting with each other.
Sherry is a popular crafter. She and her husband raised money for St. Joseph's and the Go Joe ride and wanted to do more.
Mary Jo contacted us about crafting with the residents, and it's the most wonderful thing ever. It will make your day. It's wonderful. So we stick a magnet to whatever they pick out on the back of these, and then they'll
Stick to this surface
Yep.
here?
I try to come up with a craft that is not too difficult for them. There's purple sparkle, there's red sparkle, yellow. Yeah, you like the sparkles.
Yeah.
This year we did a changeable door hanger, wall hanger board that they can change out every day if they want to change it out with magnets or seasonal. They love it. It's fun.
I like the fact it was very tactile, moving around and getting to pick and choose different variety of items to decorate with.
You want the birdhouse? We'll put a magnet on the back.
Okay, and then you got your flowers. Where do you want them? Up on top?
I think they'll really feel proud about having that project and showing their family members or showing their roommates or showing their staff. And I think it went very well.
Steven, look how nice that looks. Yeah.
The staff at St. Joseph Center really lives the St. Joseph Center's values: care, concern, compassion, and commitment.
The caring factor from both sides and the way that the bonds are created between our people and our staff are just like unbreakable once when they've really been formed.
They all just have their own personalities, and you want to take them home. You want to take them home with you. They're so sweet.
Perfect. Doesn't that look good? Yeah. It does. It looks great.
The way the interactions occur between staff and individual peeps are very, very strong, and it's very compassionate, and yes, everyone's treated with dignity and respect.
The clients and residents at St. Joseph's give a great deal back to the compassionate staff who work with them.
It's difficult imagining what it would be like just getting up every day or needing assistance for almost everything that we need. So being there for them is important to me because it helps give me purpose too. And I'm glad that I can share it with them.
Which one do you like the best? Santa, the snowman, kids, the car, Santa Claus. Yeah, I like that one too.
They warm my heart and they make me feel better about this world because, let's face it, some of it is very mean right now, and they do not have a mean bone in their body, and they just make you smile and make you forget about everything that's going on outside. It's heartwarming.
This is our little slice of heaven here, is being able to just have each day be a positive one.
So I have to applaud the crafty decorator. Their name on the back of the Go Joe shirt, big sponsor, thank you so much. I have to applaud the caregivers for getting involved, but I have to applaud the residents. How well do they do? My goodness, I could not do art like that. Congratulations to all involved there. And I've got to tell you something, the sponsors are more than just sponsors, they're educators, they're teachers, and they're an inspiration to everybody. Again, thank you very much. Now, John, I understand that you have an update over there on the stash.
Oh, Jake, we are getting ready over here because the stakes are getting higher. We have a $5,000 donation now, all regarding Jack Culkin's mustache. So let's see how high we can get to shave off this mustache. Your name will be on that stash as it goes off tonight, live on television. We are ready to go. The iconic stash. You have 5 more minutes to call in, tell them you're willing to go over $5,000 to take off that mustache, and we will do it right here on TV. So the stakes are high, Jake. They keep getting higher.
Okay, so I have a proposal, boys. I say that if it evens out, like 5,000, 5,000, half of it gets cut off, and we have to walk around for a week like that.
What, we always shave half of it?
Half of it.
I said the same thing. I was like,
right?
Just shave off half
Jack,
of it.
what do you say? Half and half.
Jake, I have to go back to work on Monday. I have to probably go to the courthouse. We can't just cover half up. It's an all or nothing, Jake.
Keep the donations coming in. I go for the half and half.
I like the half and half. That would be great.
How about half this way?
There you go.
Anyhow, you're keeping these volunteers busy.
They are
right?
so busy. I love it. You know, when Joe first said we're going to do the summer of the stash, I said that's a stupid idea. I mean, I didn't mean it in a mean way.
No,
I was just like,
I know. Right.
This sounds awful.
Well, that's because
However,
you can't grow them.
I know. I felt a little left out. But have you seen all the ladies with great stashes?
I know.
Yes,
Hey,
they've
listen,
been
my
wonderful.
grandmother had a stash.
Well, it happens, especially as we grow older.
Okay, so now we're waiting for that 5 minutes in the stash. It's not too late to make a phone call. Stash or no stash, 961-4545. A little low, but here's what happens. The phones, everybody goes around, that
That's
goes
right.
into the building, and then it comes back out here. So that first gentleman over there, when he starts answering, they'll go right around the horn again.
And you know, not everybody can shave a stash for money for St. Joseph Center. Not everybody can bike ride hundreds of miles.
Right.
I know I can't.
Right.
But what you can do is something much simpler. You can pick up your phone right now,
Yeah.
961-4545 or 1-877-603-5437.
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
And I equate it to this. So we're asking you for a $10 donation or a $20 donation. I know personally when I go out between a cocktail and a dinner, I'm dropping $50.
Easily,
Right?
yeah.
So if you think about it that way, or you think about it as 3 ice cream cones is $10, how about it? Put that aside maybe. Give us a call, St. Joseph Center, 961-4545. The inspiration here is that the phones will start ringing over there, and they'll come back behind us again, and you don't know where they're calling from. It could be from Towanda, it could be from Wilkes-Barre, it could be from Stroudsburg, or even Montrose. You have no idea, but everybody gets involved when it's St. Joe's.
Absolutely. This is a community-wide grassroots effort. This is not a lot of big corporations. This is not all that kind of stuff.
No.
This fundraiser is driven by everybody, just by the little folks, if you want to say. I mean, the little $5, the $10, the $20.
Look at.
Here they go. Here the phones go. All of these fine volunteers spending their Saturday night. They don't want to be anywhere else right now. I've spoken to some of them, and they say, there is nowhere else I would rather be right at this very moment.
Yeah, and I don't mean this by anything at all, but I'm volunteering my time, and somebody said to me, how long are you going to do this? Until I can't walk or until the good Lord takes my voice, because this is a calling. It's a passion, right? They use the word passion, commitment. This is a commitment. I would not feel good about myself if I wasn't here with you guys doing good things for St. Joe's.
Absolutely. Every single summer I think, where am I going to be the last weekend of July? And this is where I'm going to be. I wouldn't miss it. There have been times when they said, oh, do you want to just do a Friday night and not the Saturday? I'm like, no. I want to be here both nights.
Right.
I want to make sure I'm with you guys and with all the wonderful volunteers. We have incredible people behind the scenes. Our crew is incredible. Our camera people, our people in the truck, everybody gets together and wants to do this.
And you know what? My daughter worked here for a while, and now I have 2 grandchildren with that daughter. My other daughter went to school at Marywood, and now I have 3 grandchildren from that daughter, and they're coming in tomorrow to walk around the festival grounds.
Aww.
Because they did that since they were growing up, because they'd come to see Dad at the Telethon, and they'd walk around and have dinner. So this is a family commitment, right? The St. Joe's family, the WNEP family, the family that has been around Go Joe for so long. Please, if you haven't made a call yet, now's the time, 961-4545.
I want people to realize they can be a part of our family. Because like you said, it's a tradition, it's generational. Families have come to the St. Joseph Center Festival for years and years. It's been going on since 1961.
Yes, it has.
So be a part of the family here. Like, we are all just a big extended family.
And somebody said, how long have you been doing this? 43 years ago, I was an intern at WNEP.
Oh my.
One of the very first telethons, and I pulled cables for a 1-camera telethon down at the center, okay?
Oh my gosh,
and then
43
it
years.
moved up here, and then they said, hey, why don't you go out and host? So I've been involved with this telethon for over 43 years, and I'm never going away. And I know if you call last year, you probably called the year before, you probably called the year before that. So don't miss out. Call right now. Now's the time.
Absolutely. One of my favorite things, too, is Don tells awesome stories about what used to happen back in the day. And those stories are a part of the telethon, too. But we love to hear all the stories of people that are affected by St. Joseph Center. There are so many people I know that have become a family because of St. Joseph Center. I know several couples who weren't able to have children on their own. They adopted a baby through St. Joe's. That just warms my heart to know that these families have been created through St. Joseph Center. So not only do they help kids or adults that are sick or have mega challenges, they also create families.
Yeah, and you know, if you look at it like this, the good Lord eventually is going to take all of us.
Yep, it happens.
But guess what? That place is going to have to be here, because somebody's got to do that mission. Somebody's got to take care of the special residents. So while you're on this earth and you have the wherewithal, help them out. Because we're not going to be here forever, but they are. And they're going to need to be here forever, because there's always going to be a need. And there's always going to be a different program they're going to develop that makes it bigger and better. So help them out. I hear the phones ringing. I see busy people. I see some people sitting around. 961-4545. Make a call. It's just that easy.
And the thing is, too, years ago, we used to say, you know, help the kids of St. Joseph Center. Well, what's happening now is that the medical treatment has gotten so good, the residents of St. Joe's are living longer lives.
Yes.
They're able to be around for longer, more fulfilled, doing so many things that you and I would do. So they need extra help, considering the fact that they're living longer lives.
Yes, and back when we first started doing this, it was simply hand crutches and wheelchairs. wheelchairs. Now they're developing, like your story.
the walker.
That walker
Yes.
is modern technology at its famous, and it was designed just for him.
Yep.
That costs money. That costs money. You're helping us out. I hear the phones ring. If you want to help out more, you could probably come tomorrow and get a potato pancake.
That's not a bad thing. Love those. We've got Stacy out in the festival grounds right now.
Yeah, Mandy, there's a little something for everyone here at St. Joe's Festival, including some putting greens. They've moved mini golf underneath the tent here, and I figured why not? Why not try play mini golf live on television? And then I found this guy. You may recognize this guy.
Hi, Stacey.
Hey, Storm Tracker 16 meteorologist Anthony Bordenero, who's been filling in for the one and only Joe Snedeker all week. How you feeling?
I'm feeling tired. I got to get up at 3 o'clock tomorrow morning.
But I'm making you play mini golf with me first.
No better.
So
time to spend,
here we go. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, pick the lucky one. I'm going with this one.
Okay.
And we were going to pick lucky balls. I always pick orange for me and John, Syracuse University grads.
As a graduate from Florida, I got to make it orange and blue.
All right.
Go Gators.
Go Gators. Which one should we do? Should we do...
Let's do a challenge.
The loop-de-loop? Okay. While we get ready here, Anthony, this was your first Gojo experience. You just joined the team a few months ago. What was it like?
Oh, wow, no. It's cool seeing all the generosity out there and getting to see all these communities that I've never really got to see before. You know, I forecast them on a map, but it's cool to see that there are people there and they're really generous.
Really generous, really amazing people, such great stories. It was really great television all week to see what Joe was able to pull off in all those communities, too.
Yeah, the people say I'm the Joe's replacement, not now.
Temporary replacement.
Yeah.
Are you good on a bicycle?
No, I'm a runner, so I got 2 legs and, or maybe I can golf for charity.
Yeah, well, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah,
do you want to go first?
I guess so.
He has to be up at 3 a.m. for work tomorrow, so we'll let him go first.
To the left and sheet. I can go to the left and sheet, but I think...
No, go big or go home. Go through the loop-de-loop. Here we go. Oh, great job. I don't know if the camera picked that up, but he just ran right into the loop-de-loop, and it went backwards. It went farther than where he started. I don't know that I'm going to be much better, to be honest with you. Here, I'm going to hand you the microphone.
All right. Okay, she's lining up the shot. Oh, she got it. Okay, that was impressive.
I'm going to get it in 2.
Okay. So technically I'm on like my 3rd. Okay.
Close enough.
Do I get another shot?
I think that's close enough. You get one more shot, and then we're going to a commercial break. All right, Anthony. Make it all the way around. Again. He hit it again. Come on, man. Good thing you're good at forecasting the weather, right?
Yeah, no, Happy Gilmore 3 is not going to feature me apparently. So.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Lots more fun to be had here at St. Joe's. We'll be right back.
Share the care, concern, compassion, and commitment of St. Joseph Center. WNEP proudly presents the St. Joseph Center Festival Telethon.
And welcome back to the St. Joseph Center Festival Telethon 2025. So we had a big week on the road with Gojo, but now we're taking it up to an even bigger level. Jack Culkin's mustache, the stash for cash continues because, all right, a bit off happened over your mustache. We are now up to, from John and Maria DeBalso from Duryea, $6,000. They get the naming rights for that mustache to come off, and we brought in some big guns to take this off.
We did. I don't let anybody near Lil Joe, as they've requested him to be called.
Lil Joe?
Lil Joe. I don't just let anybody near the mustache, so I had to call in my sister, Erica Candafio, with Studio RD out of Clark Summit. I won't let her even clip it up when I go in for haircuts, but she's the one who's going to be taking it off tonight.
All right, so donations have been coming in. We're up to $6,000. This is going to happen live on TV. This may be the first time in Newswatch 16 history a mustache gets shaved off live on television.
I feel like this is the first time in television history something like
maybe
this
television history, and it could be the most iconic mustache in northeastern PA about to go. Stay tuned. But we are going to deal with a little bit of business before we get to the fun and shenanigans and shaving. That is coming up. But I want to talk to you a little bit about something that's new at St. Joseph Center. Every year we come on and we tell you about where your money is going, what your money and your dollars are doing to help the vulnerable at St. Joseph Center, those with those physical and emotional challenges that are really hard for us to imagine. But those that have all those challenges have caregivers. There's a staff here that is responsible for doing jobs that you and I, it's hard to even think of doing. There's a new feature here that's just for them. It's called Blessings, for a reason. Here's that story. For 5 years now, Katie Hiltz has been helping with the care of those living at St. Joseph Center Community Living Centers.
How long were those? You want to wear these? All right, then we'll wear...
Katie, now supervising the support of those facing physical and emotional challenges. At each of these homes, they get a taste of independence. The staff gets the joy of helping their special friends succeed.
Things that some of their family members never imagined that they might be able to do someday, like, we get to see them do it every day. And there's just nothing like it.
But while Katie looks out for the residents of 4 St. Joe's group homes at work, she also has to look out for 2 daughters. Her primary job is mom. Her 2-year-old daughter Sadie now goes to St. Joseph Center's new daycare, recently opened to help its employees. It's called Blessings.
It's amazing. I love it. Sadie loves it. She loves coming here every morning. She walks in the door with her hands waving, like saying hi to everybody, like she owns the place. So she loves coming here, and that makes me feel better.
St. Joseph Center provides the care for Katie's daughter, so Katie can provide the care for the vulnerable helped by St. Joseph Center.
We're so well known for all the great things that we do in the area, but they also do so many great things for their staff. The employees as a whole voiced how childcare in general was an issue for staff, and they worked with us, they heard us, and they made it happen. They opened a daycare to make it easier for us.
Recruiting and retention is a challenge, so any little thing that we can do, any extra and benefit that we can offer, we're going to look at to do.
By providing daycare at a reduced rate for employees, St. Joseph Center also feels it offers one less stress for employees who can have a pretty challenging job.
The burnout alone, so working extra hours, working overtime, just for the vacancies that are there. So anything that we can do to retain those that are there, but also recruit in order to fill our vacancies, we're willing to do.
We are available from 6 to 6, and the parents have been great. If they have to come in early, they communicate with me, and we're here for them. And if they have to stay later, they communicate with me, and we're here for them. We're completely flexible.
It's something not so easy to find in daycare, affordable and flexible. Katie certainly knows that.
So actually my older daughter went to daycare prior, and she was on a couple waiting lists before I could even get her in. And then, the price is just astronomical. When St. Joe's opened this daycare, it was offered to employees first, which was great, and at a discounted rate, which just, you can't beat it.
Sarah Kane is another employee thrilled to have a child care option. Her little Anthony also goes to Blessings.
It's so hard to find a daycare and you're entrusting your child to. So the fact that he gets to be a part of an organization that I so highly respect and hold so dear to my heart, it's just like living with family.
Sarah has worked at St. Joseph Center for nearly 20 years. We met her back in 2021 during the COVID era as she cared for Colin, a resident at the center itself.
That has always been my favorite part of working there. It's especially working directly with the clients. I was able to see milestones that they would hit, achievements they would make, seeing kids walk for the first time or do things that you never knew was possible. So those little victories, they make it all worth it in every aspect.
So while Sarah helps mark milestones of those in need, she has peace of mind knowing Anthony is in good hands at the daycare, making progress of his own.
And he's absolutely thriving. He's learning stuff every day. The girls are fantastic with him. They're constantly doing arts and crafts or some kind of activity with them. So they're keeping him busy, and he loves it. He loves it.
The boys and girls at the new Blessings Daycare may not have the same struggles as those helped at other St. Joseph Center facilities, but care for them is helping the care for everyone.
They've been talking about it for a while, about looking into a daycare to help out staff and stuff like that, and it finally happened. And I think it's just been a blessing, I will say, because it's helped so many people so far.
Blessings Daycare, living up to its name.
I guess they're seeing the important mission the employees are doing. The mission's not possible without you.
Yeah, and we love it. We love doing it.
living up to its name indeed, Blessings. And you know, a lot of times we're here and we ask you to call and make a donation on behalf of the residents of St. Joseph Center, on behalf of those that are at the group homes, on behalf of the boys and girls at Trinity Child Care Center. But why not now you make a call on behalf of the staff? Because really, none of this is possible without the employees of St. Joseph Center. They're the ones that every single day are coming to work, and they're the ones that are providing the care for those that really can't do a lot for themselves. That staff, think of their job that they have and how challenging that is. And think of what they're doing to bring those smiles. Your donations are helping them bring the smiles a little bit extra, adding to that a little bit. But why not make a donation and call in and say, you know what, I'm giving a shout out to those employees of St. Joseph Center, the direct caregivers, the workers that are at the group homes, the staff at Trinity Child Care Center who are helping those boys and girls that have those real extra struggles, have that extra fun, take those extra steps that they may not be able to. So let's make this happen. Let's make a big surge of calls right now in honor of the employees of St. Joseph Center. So you think about when we're talking about Blessings and this new daycare center, this is a little different than St. Joseph Center's mission that we're used to seeing, because the boys and girls that are going to Blessings, they don't have the health challenges that those children have at Trinity Child Care Center. But if you're an employee of any workplace and you have to deal with getting daycare, you know how hard it is, how expensive it is, how hard it is to find flexibility, how even hard to get your kid into a daycare. So what St. Joseph Center has realized is let's provide that for our employees, and then they have one last thing to worry about. They get the flexibility of having that daycare that they can drop off their child, the peace of mind, and it's a more affordable price than what typical daycare would be. There's a lot of tough decisions we all make with our child care decisions, and the employees here now have a new one that can really help along the way. Everyone in healthcare has a challenge with getting employees and keeping employees, and St. Joseph Center is no different. This way, they go that one extra step to really try to help. And your donations, they're going to help the staff too. They're going to try and help keep that staff and find ways to make them be a part of the St. Joseph's family even longer. So let's make these phones ring. You watched that story. Let's come back here now and get these phones to ring in honor of those employees that are doing work that really is a blessing in itself when we're talking about the story, Blessings. So we're going to come over here because now we have the big moment. We got that donation, $6,000. John and Maria DeBalso from Duryea, they are the ones that gave $6,000. We had a lot of other people call in and give a lot of other donations to shave that stash, and the time has come. Jack, you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
All right.
Are you nervous? No, I can't wait.
She can't wait, she says. So let's do it. Let's get to it.
This is Jack's sister, Erica. Good to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
So it's just a simple procedure, but it seems pretty epic, doesn't it? Getting rid of something that has been such an icon.
I guess you can't talk right now, right?
You want to hear the buzz.
This is amazing live TV.
There it goes. And Jack doesn't even have a mirror to look in to see what it's looking like as it disappears.
You're starting to look younger, Jack.
This mustache inspired mustaches all over northeastern and central Pennsylvania. It inspired an entire bike ride theme. And now it's going away.
And it made Amazon very rich of all the people that bought fake mustaches.
And I have to say, John and Maria, we're not going to put this in a bag and send it to you for your $6,000 donation. Sorry, we're not going that far.
Wow.
But the Jack Hulkin stash is no more. Wow.
Am I back? Is there a tan line?
We're still seeing a little scruff,
That's
Jack.
a good question,
There's going to have
yeah.
to be a full shave, obviously.
How do you feel?
I feel lighter.
There you go, buddy.
Oh my God. Wow.
He's looking at himself right now in the camera.
That's so weird. Wow. It has been so long since I've seen like just my face without a mustache. This is creepy.
Jack, you were so much fun all week with Joe, and I know Joe loved every minute of being with you. I had such a blast with you all week, and now you are a big trooper taking off the stash for St. Joseph Center. Sister, gotta love it.
Absolutely. Jack, thank you so much for the week that we've had, for being such a good sport, for helping to raise awareness and funds for St. Joe's, and for really putting it out there, giving up your mustache, but you're still as handsome as ever.
Sister's got me blushing here at the festival.
It got to be a bidding war. This was really getting intense of the amount of money that was coming in to get rid of the stash. So,
but I knew doing it to be for a good cause, and I know that $6,000 has the possibility to be doubled, and I know that it's going to proceed so many people like my brother Matthew and all the other people that participate through St. Joe's, and I know it can always grow back. So
it certainly can.
It's gone for now, but not forever.
And I'm looking at you right now, and you look like a completely different person.
I know.
It's not even taking you serious.
Oh, my dad's silently cheering in the background over there.
Your dad doesn't like the stash?
No, he is not a fan of the stash, but I do have some pictures that I won't pull out right now, but I know that he used to have something a little better than what I had back in the day.
I actually have some of those pictures too. Yes.
And now that his stash is gone, mine's the most famous mustache in northeastern Pennsylvania.
I don't know if it qualifies.
All right, everybody, call and make a donation to see his gone. That's next.
I think Rennie's going to take care of that tomorrow, so I don't think we have to worry about it.
John, we got the barbershop set up here. We can take care of it. You know.
Erica's got the equipment.
I don't think there needs to be two live on TV tonight. All right, we're going to send things out to Stacy, I believe, out in the festival.
Good job,
Stacy.
Jack.
Okay, we're going to take a break first, and we're going to come back with Stacy out in the festival grounds. Good job, Jack.
Hey.
Share the care, concern, compassion, and commitment of St. Joseph Center. WNEP proudly presents the St. Joseph Center Festival Telethon.
Welcome back to the St. Joseph Center Festival here in Dunmore and the Telethon on WNEP. Thank you for being with us tonight as we raise money for this very important cause, St. Joseph Center. All night long I've been showing you around the festival all there is to do and see and eat, and I think I finally found the party here at the Pizza Frida stand. They're having a lot of fun here. The Pizza Frida, just one of the many iconic foods you can get here at the St. Joseph Center Festival. There's the potato pancakes, there's the lemonade, which is delicious, the taco salad, I highly recommend. So much delicious food, and there's plenty more time to get it. We're here until 10 p.m. tonight here on the festival grounds at Marywood University, and you can come back tomorrow. If you're seeing this fun here and saying, I want to check this out, come back tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. So much to see and do, all in support of St. Joseph Center. We've been having so much fun and raising so much money. We want to hear those phones ringing in the tent. That's where we find John and Mindy and Jake. Guys, how's it going in there?
Thank you so much, Stacy. It looks like you're having a great time out there, but we have been having so much fun here under the tent, seeing Jack's mustache shaved off live on TV, and we raised $6,000, which actually turns into $12,000.
Well, actually, it was way more than $6,000.
Yeah, 'cause how about the other people that bid?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
There were people actually bidding to be the top, and John and Maria DeBalso from Duryea, they got the top, but there were other bids, and there were bids for him not to shave it off.
Right. Oh my gosh.
As well, and then there were a lot of people that called in with $50 and $100 donations.
That could be a $20,000 shave.
Adding to it.
Oh my gosh.
There was a lot of money coming in.
It could be a $20,000
just for that
shave.
shave. So, as I said
incredible.
before, I mean, Jack was along that whole ride of Go Joe, Stash for the Cash. How fitting that it ends with shaving of the stash.
Yes.
I was laughing hysterical when you said, I believe this is the first time in WNEP history that wait, you could say that with authority. Yes. I could say that nobody ever had a mustache shaved live on the air.
So true. Yes, in your 40 years or so.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is absolutely amazing. I mean, he really legitimately looked nervous to have it done. He was not quite feeling
and
it.
then Jake, great idea to bring over the phone so he could see himself, and that reaction when he looked at himself
So
without
wonderful.
the mustache was
my
great.
gosh.
I want a freeze frame of that.
And it doesn't even, like, he looks like a different person without
Absolutely,
it. It's
he
just
does.
such an iconic mustache. But that Jack, what a good sport. And he was great all week. And Jack, I think he saw this week just the support for Joe and St. Joseph Center. And when you see that in person, Jake, you know you've been out there. Mindy, you've been there for the first day of Go Joe. When you see all the people out there, it's incredible to see in person.
Absolutely. Just to see the generosity, all the people that are just coming at you with money that want to be there for Joe. And we want to make sure that if you didn't get a chance to do that, if you weren't along the route, you weren't able to be there, please be a part of it tonight, because you can still donate tonight. There is still time. We have about 25 minutes left, so there's not a lot of time, but there is enough time for you to make a call, 961-4545. The volunteers, I do see just a couple of them that don't have phones in their hands right now. They are waiting for your phone call. They're waiting to speak with you specifically and waiting to take your donation. They want to write down the information, whether it's by check, whether it's by credit card. Joe always says credit cards aren't real money, right? So whatever it might be, please go ahead and make that donation now, because you only have minutes left. And you can even make it in honor of Jack's stash. The stash is now gone. We said goodbye. In memory of the stash. In memory of the stash, we will take your donation, and we'll be more than happy to.
So we've looked at what we've done here, okay? So Go Joe, I think it's going to be outrageous money. You turned a simple mustache on one of our reporters into this phenomena through the week. And then we're actually asking people, if you weren't involved, if you didn't touch John's hand, if you didn't see Joe Snedeker, if you didn't buy a mustache, now's your time to get involved. We have people with adding machines getting ready to take your donation and add it to the big check. So please call 961-4545. It's not too late. And in the morning when you wake up and you see the story about the mustache being shaved and all the good stuff in the check presentation, you could say, I'm part of that.
Absolutely. You want to be a part of this, because what we're doing tonight is pretty epic. I have to say, his stash, the most iconic in northeastern Pennsylvania. But, maybe John's is the second most. I don't know.
I just want it gone at this point.
Rennie will take care of that, you see.
I think Rennie is all ready to go once this is done tonight to get rid of that stash. We'll see. But you bring up a good point when you talk about, getting out to the communities, but obviously not everyone could see Joe this week. We have a massive viewing area. We can't get to everywhere. But what I will say is that when we did get to some of the communities that Joe hasn't been to before, the response was incredible. We went to Sayre in Bradford County. Sayre is where we stood, was about a mile away from the New York border, and it was packed with people that watch WNEP all the time, that love St. Joseph Center, even though they are 2 hours away from where we're standing right now. Joe was in Middleburg. almost 2 hours away from here. And the people there were so excited. That was one of the biggest crowds we had all week.
That's amazing.
Was in Middleburg, where he also stopped at Middlesworth Potato Chips. And got donations and a truck full of chips for all of us, which we love.
Oh, that's awesome.
But we can't get to all of your communities, and so that's why tonight we are getting donations from Clinton County, Pike County, Schuylkill County, Carbon County, Lackawanna, Wayne, all the way out to Snyder and Union, all over our viewing area.
I think my parents donated from Iowa too.
They may be the farthest away. So, but it's amazing to see the support that just comes in. I have said for a long time, I'm amazed at this viewing area because we are a patchwork of all these counties that don't really have a connection to some one big city in the middle. But what connects this viewing area is amazingly WNEP. And it's also St. Joseph Center. The love of St. Joseph Center and this Gojo ride is just the way that links everyone together. And we also were at Knoebels this week. That's another place that links the whole viewing area.
Absolutely.
And there we met people from every county that came to Knoebels to see Joe there. So if we didn't get to you this week, now's your chance to come to us and to show your support. Make a call, donate whatever you can, and we can't say enough. Every donation you're making is being matched by the William Chatlos Foundation. So whatever we come up with for Gojo and this big total we're going to say tonight, it's ×2.
Right.
Up to $500,000. So we are hoping to hit that $500,000 and go beyond. We're hoping that number we reveal tonight at the grand total is more than $1 million.
Yeah.
It's an exciting night. We have so many big checks to reveal tonight, and we are also going to talk to some donors coming up pretty soon. I don't know, will that top the mustache, you think?
Oh, definitely top the mustache. But I think, and we've been here long enough to know, the momentum on this year's ride, the momentum on the phone calls that are coming in, the check presentations, I'm going to go out on a limb and say my gut feeling is telling me this is going to be a record-breaking year. And you're going to, at home, you're going to want to say, I was part of that. I believe in my heart that this is indeed going to be a record-breaking year. So be part of that. We're only here until 9 o'clock. St. Joe's is going to be here forever. So every year, make it your passion and your commitment to making a phone call on behalf of the residents of St. Joseph's and feel good in the morning that you did and be part of that big thing. The big check.
Another way that people were a part of this, Don, was so many people bought iced coffee
They got caffeinated.
on Iced Coffee Day. John has some exciting news over there right now.
Oh, I have exciting news, all right. So Iced Coffee Day was last week. Correct. And Dunkin' franchises all over northeastern and central Pennsylvania sold iced coffee. And then there was a donation made on behalf of each one, right?
Correct. So all the franchisees, last Wednesday, we had our iced coffee day. They donated $1 for every iced coffee that was purchased in the viewing area.
And so now comes the time we're going to reveal just how much iced coffee northeastern and central Pennsylvania bought. So are we ready?
We're ready.
All right, let's see. Dunkin' is donating $27,000 to St. Joseph Center thanks to a very caffeinated northeastern and central Pennsylvania. That's a lot of iced coffee.
A lot of iced coffee. It was a very busy day. We're very fortunate to have guests that come out and support it. And the franchisees really do feel it's important to get involved and donate to all charities inside of their communities.
And we could see at Dunkin's all over the area. There was a vibe that day that everyone's posting pictures and stuff like that. It really was, there was momentum.
It was a good weather day too, so iced coffee was very popular. And then we had some fun with Nikki in the morning. We had created her own drink, so we actually had a few people order that drink as well. So it was overall a great day.
And when you talk about Dunkin' being part of this, we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars now this has added up to over the year.
Yeah, this is our 16th year to be part of this, and we're over $500,000 in the 16 years, and it just continues to grow, and we really do enjoy being part of it and supporting.
And why be part of it with St. Joseph Center?
Like I said before, like at Dunkin' and the franchisees, we really do feel it's important to be involved with the communities and help the people who we serve every day because they're great to us, and we want to give back.
Awesome. This is an incredible number for St. Joseph Center. There were samples earlier of the cookie dough iced coffee that I had. That's pretty good stuff.
Very good.
Really good. So thanks to Dunkin', and more importantly, thanks to all of you at home who had an iced coffee on Iced Coffee Day. That added up to $27,000. Jake and Mindy, how about that?
That is huge.
That is so incredible. We love to see that. I know I enjoyed my iced coffee on that day. It was very, very good. But we have another wonderful group here today.
We have
Don.
the Cooper family from Cooper
family.
Seafood.
Yes.
One of my favorite restaurants. Ryan Cooper, go down the list and tell us who's standing here with us.
Me, my son Cole, my father Jack, Ro, Susan, Uncle Paul, Uncle Steve.
So great to see you guys. Cooper's is really iconic in our region. Every time I have family members from out of town, I always bring them to your restaurant because it is so fun to see all the great stuff you guys. Oh yeah, and to eat the delicious food too. So, all right. I love to see there. Well, Paul, tell us a little bit about what you guys did.
Well, we raised about. No, I'm not supposed to say that.
Yeah.
Right.
Tell us what you did to raise the money.
We have an anniversary. 77 years we've been in business, and we do an anniversary week every year, and we donate certain proceeds from each sale of every item. We do basket raffles. John Madden from Travel World donated a trip, and that was a big draw. We sell tickets for that, and
people ate a lot of seafood in order to raise all this money, right? And you guys have been donating to St. Joe's for about 7 years now?
Yeah, from our 70th anniversary to now.
And tell us, what inspired you to be a part of this?
Well, at 70 years, we thought time to do something for the community and give something back. And we called Timmy Holmes, and he suggested, well, how about St. Joe's? And it has been a great match made in heaven.
It has been. It's been so fun.
And it's not about the money. It's about making me happy when I have seafood at Seafood
Is that what it
Cooper's
is?
And the Krabby Fries.
Oh, the Krabby Fries are
right?
fabulous, yes.
And now you got a brewery attached to your thing. Tell me a little bit about some of the stuff you've added along the way.
The brewery is the newest. Yeah, that's been doing great and everything. We doubled the size of that in the last year. And then you have the Lighthouse, has the tiki bar in it, and everything. The dock is going good, and it's just a lot of fun.
So what's next? The menu's changed, and I had frog legs the other night. I mean, you guys are kicking butt over there.
Oh, back to me. What's next? I don't know. We just keep our foot on the pedal.
That's right. You keep going, that momentum. Well, should we unveil the big check? Let's turn it around.
$44,235.
That is incredible. That's why you guys get a huge position on the shirt, because you guys are a granddaddy sponsor. We love to see this. How does it make you feel to know you're helping St. Joe's?
We're just so happy to be part of St. Joseph's. When you go and you tour St. Joseph's, you cannot help but to fall in love with the people that work there, the people that are, that they're doing this great work for.
It is so nice to see. I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much. Cooper's is a huge part of this.
That now, they are feverishly now adding that to the big Go Joe check. And we are going to have that check presentation right after we take a short break. But
It's
I
gonna be big.
applaud you guys. How about
Yes.
Share the care, concern, compassion, and commitment of St. Joseph Center. WNEP proudly presents the St. Joseph Center Festival Telethon.
Welcome back, everybody. We are nearing the end of St. Joseph Center Telethon 2025, and we are so excited because we are about to see some more amazing check totals.
Yeah, so all week, Joe Snedeker rode hundreds of miles across northeastern and central Pennsylvania for the 28th time, raising money for St. Joseph's Center. And we're about to see just how much Go Joe made. We had sponsors that gave big money. We just saw Cooper's with their big check. We saw Dunkin' with the iced coffee day. But Jack and I out on the road, we saw dollar bills put into the jug. We saw $5 bills. We saw hundreds. We saw big donations. The generosity across northeastern and central Pennsylvania for this effort was amazing.
We had people flagging us down, literally driving down highways, stopping us and flagging us down, handing us envelopes filled with cash, sometimes thousands of dollars, all for St. Joseph's Center, knowing that that money's going to get matched, it's going to get doubled, and it's going to go towards helping those wonderful kids that we got to see earlier this week when we first kicked off, and everybody that St. Joe's benefits. So it's something that is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and it's what makes this area so special.
And it really is, sister. We're just so excited to see how much it is, because it is going to be matched by the Chatlos Foundation. So we could be seeing a really big number coming up in a minute.
Right, they made a commitment of up to $500,000 as a match, and we're just tremendously grateful to everyone, and that people were united around the mission and around the cause of St. Joseph Center. It's a privilege.
And you have to remember, just there alone, those two checks, $71,000.
Right.
And how about the rest of the sponsors on the back of the T-shirt? And like you said, the thousands you were handed on the road. And how about all these calls?
Right.
You know, not just the mustache calls, but all the calls.
Interesting calls. The Shore Forest committed, the Shore Forest Campground, $17,000.
Love those guys. Love them, love them, love them.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, the Summer of the Stash has turned out to be a wonderful, lucrative, generous summer.
Yeah, it was fun. People got behind it, and I think that, obviously rallied around St. Joseph Center. So we're so privileged to be a part of it, and so honored and humbled by all the gifts that have been given to us.
Well, are we going to show the check or what?
Well, yeah, I think Megalodon, as Joe calls her, should bring over the check.
Megan has the check.
Okay. All right, are we ready?
Already, I feel like we need a drum roll.
The grand total for Go Joe 28 is $1,055,676 for St. Joseph Center from you, northeastern and central Pennsylvania.
William Chatlis, thank you.
So much generosity, so much coordination. The route was obviously great. It got us out throughout northeastern central Pennsylvania, and people opened their homes, their hearts, their wallets, in concern for the residents and clients of St. Joe's. We're so grateful.
And we're looking at this number. So the total of Go Joe was $555,000, an incredible amount on its own. But the Chatlos Foundation, William Chatlos, a man in his 90s in Wayne County who just loves Joe's positivity, said, you know what, I'm going to match up to $500,000, and that puts us at over $1 million.
There
wow,
you go.
Sister, this is just incredible.
It's incredible, and obviously my gratitude is tremendous to Joe, who put himself on the bike for 5 days, and I know that he would bounce that gratitude back to everyone who contributed in any big or small way, and there are thousands of people who made this possible. So what a gift to us, and we're going to do great things with it.
We know you are, absolutely. This is so wonderful to see. I can't believe we went over $1 million.
And we know Joe, and really knowing Joe, he is not in this for the attention or any of that. He's in it for the cause. And he could be here tonight being part of this, but that's not what he's in this for. He doesn't need to see the check, but we do hope you're watching at home, Joe, and seeing that $1 million is thanks to that effort you gave. And he says he's just a guy on a bike in spandex, but without him doing this.
An old guy on a bike in spandex.
Nearly 60-year-old guy.
But without his effort, it's what rallies all of this together, and the cause is one that you can see, is so easy to support.
A community that cares together makes a big impact, and I think that's what we're seeing here tonight.
So you haven't reacted yet. How about that big kahuna?
Amazing, amazing. You were talking about, 43 telethons you've been involved with? This is my 14.
Right.
And that number has grown quite a bit in those 14 years. It's amazing to see. We know our viewers can run with a theme, whether it's mustaches, inflatables, or whatever goofy theme dream Joe comes up with, but really, I think why that number is that number is because of the message of St. Joseph's Center, and so many people in our area resonate with it, and I just think that's so beautiful, and makes me so proud to live here.
Very proud. That is a good
such
word.
a great way to put it.
We are all
to
proud,
live here.
and you should be proud at home if you made a phone call today, if you stopped them on the Go Joe bike ride, if you sent in a check. But that doesn't include the telephones for the last 2 nights, right? Right. So we've got another check coming up here soon, and it doesn't include all of the potato pancakes and all the stuff that was sold out there. So this is going to be a heck of a weekend for you guys.
It's going to be a great weekend, and making so many great things possible. That's all I'm going to continue to say, and that we can dream and see some of these dreams come true.
So you out there are making dreams come true. That's really powerful. It's an amazing thing to be able to do, to be a part of this entire effort from those of us at WNEP, the volunteers, the St. Joe's staff, the behind-the-scenes folks, the people on the road. We're all part of it.
We're all part of it, and most importantly, all those people sitting at home that made this number happen is incredible. Stacey, you said it, to be proud to live in an area like this. You can't say it any better than that. The slogan of WNEP is proud to serve, and pride can be a bad word. It's not a bad word when we talk about this. You make us proud to live in this area because look at this amount. It's amazing. So we're going to come back right after this with the grand total from the Telethon, Go Joe, and all of your donations. We'll be right back live from Marywood University, St. Joseph's Center Telethon 2025.
Share the care, concern, compassion, and commitment of St. Joseph's Center. WNEP proudly presents the St. Joseph's Center Festival Telethon.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here at Marywood University for St. Joseph Center Festival 2025. We just saw a massive check from Go Joe 28. We cannot thank you enough for all of the folks who donated, big and small, along the road, sent checks into St. Joe's, all the folks who did that. We appreciate it so much. And Sister Mary Alice, her jaw just dropped when we saw it was more than $1 million.
What a great effort. So many people contributed to make it possible. Everyone had a part in it. So much coordination, fun on the road, meeting people, corporate sponsors, events held to benefit St. Joe's. Just a great Go Joe season.
And Jack lost his stash.
Yes.
It's just a little bit. It's gone, but it was gone for a good cause. The only thing I don't know what to do with is my mustache comb. I got nothing to comb now. But it's worth it. I'll find another use for it.
And Jack and I were along the road all week. Jeremy was in Frackville yesterday. The things that people were saying to us when we met them, the amazing things they said about WNEP and St. Joseph Center, it touched our heart in a way, and we know that St. Joseph Center is touching your heart in a way when we see a total we're about to give. So should we flip it over?
We got to do it. We got to do it.
All right, the grand total for the St. Joseph Center Telethon and Go Joe 2025 is $1.1 million. Thanks to Northeastern and Central Pennsylvania.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
So much generosity.
That's a lot of digits right there, Sister Mary.
I'm glad John read it, because from this angle I can't tell, but it's really a big number, and we're so grateful to everyone who made this possible.
$1,104,612.01.
And 1 cent, and yes, and thousands of people have contributed. When you think of the Duncan check, $27,000, that's 27,000 people who purchased a nice coffee in one day in Northeastern and Central Pennsylvania. So thousands of people have got behind this cause and got behind the mission of St. Joseph Center. So we're so honored.
What are you so excited to do with all of this money?
Well, to continue to do and care for people in the ways that add most quality to their lives, meaningful opportunities, to be sure our staff have opportunities to learn and grow, our daycare to continue to grow that, Blessings Children's Learning Center, and so many new things. Those opportunities just to have an everyday life is really critical.
And we honestly can't can't wait to hear what you guys come up with in the next year, because your ideas and the way you make lives better is so amazing.
Well, thank you. And it's really about the individual person and the way that we can touch their life. And so many individuals have made this possible. We feel grateful to this community.
I think we all feel grateful tonight.
Yeah, Jake, you've been here for every telethon, seeing $1.1 million.
I remember when we were happy with $30,000 40 years ago. That is breathtaking. It's a tribute to our community and to what happens in northeastern and central Pennsylvania, to a bicycler who's just an amazing guy. That's just amazing.
It's just incredible. So, Sister Jack shaved his mustache. Can I shave mine now?
Yes.
It can come off.
Thank goodness. I don't think I can look at it anymore.
I don't think I can either.
He's been giving you a tough time all week, too. I think it looks great.
Thanks, Jack. But most importantly is the generosity of northeastern and central Pennsylvania. We can't thank you enough for what you do for St. Joseph's Center every year. And this year, they've gone above and beyond.
Absolutely. The generosity of northeastern and central Pennsylvania will never, ever be matched, I feel like, by any community. We are just so blessed to have everybody out there who's given so many donations, Sister.
Right. With each dollar came concern and care. And so for that, we're just tremendously grateful.
And so for all of us on the Telethon team, on the Go Joe team, and for Joe Snedeker, who raised so much of this money riding that bicycle, thank you. Northeastern and Central PA, have a great night.